Hey y'all, welcome back to Black and She Podcast once again with your girl Jasmine Ivory. So we're just gonna jump right into it. So today's topic is gonna be about this video that has surfaced, right? It has surfaced and went viral all over every social media platform. And it was the video where the mother of, she had 4 children, I believe, and she was saying how she felt away because the father of her last child brought only that child, their child, together, some McDonald's, and allowed the child to eat, well, was trying to allow the child to eat in front of his siblings. And she was getting so much backlash from it. I mean, people were saying that she was stupid, that she's dumb, that she's an idiot, that she's a moron, that she completely blew everything out of proportion. But let me tell you this. I absolutely 100% agree with her. Do I agree with how she handled the situation as far as recording and talking crazy to him out the side of her neck? Absolutely not. I don't condone that at all. I think that it was completely disrespectful and that was completely juvenile. Like, no, don't do that. So she handled it completely incorrect. But overall, I agree with her. And I feel like that's what's wrong with society nowadays, especially in the Black culture, in the Black community. We are selfish. We have a selfish mentality, especially those of us who come from like impoverished cities or states or whatever, poverty cities. That's a problem. Like I've noticed that in so many people who come from like smaller towns, their mentality is very simple-minded, one-track minded, and is very selfish. Not everybody from small states, but a lot of people that I've come across or that I've once upon a time had the opportunity to interact with, have conversation with, share housing with, or whatever, the mentalities are so corrupt. Like, how dare you bring one child that, and that she was very much, she said everything correctly. It was just how she ultimately handled the situation. I don't agree that she should have recorded. I don't agree that she should have been talking to him crazy, but the message itself stands true. Like, she was absolutely right. I don't care if y'all agree with me or if you don't, to each its own. Again, if you want to comment, be respectful, but that was just crazy. Like, I understood exactly where she was coming from, because like she said, those children, the other 3 that she had with whomever else she had them with, they are innocent. They are innocent in the matter. They don't know what's going on between you and their mom. They don't know that y'all are broken up or no longer together. They don't know that they've probably been there asking about you every day, trying to figure out where you are. And so for you to sit up there and have a relationship with them, but at the end of the day, let me slow down on my speaking. At the end of the day, when you came over there from McDonald's, he was completely out of line. He was completely out of line. You don't do that. You do not do that. It's almost like a statement to her, like, yeah, this is who I'm taking care of. You don't want to be with me, we not together, whatever. Those 3 are yours. And don't get me wrong, he had every right to feel like that personally. But at the end of the day, if you're going to show up at somebody's doorstep with food, you don't just bring it for one. It lets me know, like, as a whole, why we are so behind as African Americans. It lets me know why we are so freaking behind and lacking in so many things, in so many areas, because of this right here. The way that we think, for so many people to sit up there and agree with him and call this woman stupid and all kind of names except for her real name, that is so ignorant to me. Like, how was y'all's upbringing? It's what it makes me question that. Like, how were y'all raised? Because how I was raised, I couldn't even fathom doing anything like that. That's just like my primary example. My oldest nephew. My oldest brother has my nephew with the mother of his child, right? And my oldest nephew has a younger brother who is not by my brother. My brother and his mom split. She started dating someone else, had a child by him. There is no way, in absolute HELL, that I would bring my nephew some food to eat or a bag of candy, knowing that his younger brother is there, and not bring that boy something, regardless if he was by my brother or not. Absolutely no way. I can't even fathom. Like, that's just respect. That's just being an adult, a mature adult. You don't do anything like, you just don't do that. Very selfish. It's like, we really are crabs in a barrel. It's like, you don't want to see it goes deeper, because it's like, we don't want to see one person outshining the next. We want them to be well off, but not better off than us. We want them to win, but not win as much as we are. We have information and resources to share with one another, but because of this right here, selfish mentality, we withhold information and stop people from progressing in life, and then wonder why we're still the slowest ones to become entrepreneurs. We're still the slowest ones to, make it and succeed in life in certain things, in certain areas. The film industry. I know people in the film industry who don't share information because they don't want to see you make it before them. Who are they to have worked so hard to get where they got? And then because they share information with you, you just all of a sudden surpass them. Lord forbid. Why would they give you information? To help them. Why would they give information to the next person to help them succeed before they're able to make it to where they're trying to get, right? It's a crabs in a barrel type of thing. And it makes no sense. It's sad. It's sad because of the fact that it's so real. And selfish mentalities are everywhere in the Black community. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. She was absolutely not wrong. Are you kidding me? That's like, this may be a bad analogy, but that's like going to a birthday party and you have everybody bring gifts and this, that, and the third. People who are close to you. Say you're the mother of the birthday boy, the birthday girl, and you invited all of your friends who have children, right? And they're all close to you, which is why you even invited them to your child's party, to be in your presence, to be in your child's presence, because you trust these people. You like these people. You know these people, right? But when they get to the party, you only feeding the birthday boy or the birthday girl because they're your child. Meanwhile, you have 20 or 30 other kids running around playing thirsty, without water, without food, starving, because you only feed the birthday girl or the birthday boy. What, you see what I'm saying? What sense does that make? Make it make sense. The math ain't mathing. And for so many people to sit up there and agree with him, saying that he was right. Now, it would have been a completely different situation had he called her on the phone ahead of time. And don't get it twisted. Don't get me wrong. Who's to say that that didn't happen? But that's not what we caught on camera. We're talking about what we saw on camera. Visual. With our own two eyes. Right? It would have been different if he would have called her and been like, can I come pick up my son? I want to take him out to eat. Regardless if that was just McDonald's or an upper echelon restaurant or whatever, upper echelon restaurant or whatever that he wanted to take him to. That would have been completely different, because now you're taking him out of that space, from being in front of his siblings, to a whole nother area. And yes, some people can argue and say, well, isn't that still obvious that he's taking him out and still leaving them behind? No. That's a whole different ball game. So let's not even go there. That is a whole different ball game. You are completely taking him out of that environment and taking him somewhere to eat. When he comes back, he done already ate all his food. He don't have nothing in his hand to carry home to say, hey, mommy, hey, siblings, this is what I had and y'all didn't. He should have eaten at that restaurant or eaten at McDonald's, wherever he would have chosen to take him, which he had McDonald's. So even if they would have sat in at McDonald's, the child would have eaten, and then he would have taken back home to his mom at whatever time they decided or agreed to have him back home. Simple as that. Why can't people adult like that? Why can't everybody think like that? Why can't everybody be reasonable? Why can't they co-parent accordingly? You don't, but to sit up there and deliberately bring McDonald's with one bag for one child, that is not cute. And for all of these different videos to surface mocking that very thing, that's disgusting, and it's disturbing, and it's infuriating. Like, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing? That's so narrow. That's such a narrow-minded thing to do. Like, what? That has nothing to do. That wasn't cool. That wasn't cool at all. It was nothing cute about it. It was nothing cute about it. And no. At the end of the day, regardless, whether y'all together or y'all are separate, be respectful, do stuff with tact, with common sense, with decency. Like, what? And then people are like, oh, she's stupid. He did right. It's not his responsibility to take care of 4 kids. That is just, what? I try not to question people's parenting, but this is exactly why I just rolled out my video on parenting, because common sense ain't so common. Adulting ain't so easy, apparently. Thinking and having good intentions is not easy for everyone, and that's been evident. Like, oh, we are so behind. We are so lacking in so many areas, and I see exactly why. I see exactly why we do it to ourselves. There comes a point in time where we have to stop blaming the white man and really take ownership as to why we're lacking, as to why we're behind, as to why we're not succeeding and thriving as like every other culture. That just really upset me. That really disturbed my spirit, because it's like, it's the fact that so many people were agreeing with him. It's the fact that the videos were surfacing, and I'm all about being making light of situations, hee hee ha ha. But to me, stuff like that is serious, and it's serious because it lets me know how so many other individuals are really thinking. That's the sad part. It lets me know how so many other people are truly thinking, and that they feel that way, that they would do the same thing that he did. That is bizarre. That is so insane. That is so sad. That is so sad to witness and to know. Just like, there was thousands of comments, over like 1,000 comments, and majority of those comments were in agreement with him and what he did, bringing 1 single bag of McDonald's for 1 child when in fact she has 4. They know you. You know, you can't blame them for y'all breakup. You probably did something to cause the breakup. You know, or she may have possibly did something to cause the breakup, but you don't punish those children because of that. That's crazy. Like I said, it'd been a whole different scenario and situation had he taken the son out and took him out to eat and then brought him back home. But you don't sit there and let him eat in their faces. Are you that immature? Like, say what y'all want. I don't agree with it. I thought it was completely disrespectful and just paper trash. That's how I felt about the situation. Like, put it in the trash. It was garbage. In my opinion. I didn't like it. What was the purpose in doing that? That's crazy. Absolutely not. I could never do that. And I think people confuse. The message kind of was blinded by the fact that she said that they were still sleeping together. And that alone, even that, you know, I don't agree or condone premarital sex, but we've all been there. I've indulged in it myself. But now I'm going on 4 years of celibacy, so I don't condone that. However, I feel like omitting the fact that they are still intimate with one another, omitting that fact, leaving that fact out, that still doesn't take away from the matter at hand, which is what he did was completely uncalled for. No. And I think the message was blinded or overshadowed by her saying that they're still having sexual intercourse, because people were more so focused on that than what she was really trying to get across, than the message that she was trying to get across. So I feel like if she would have left that out, the message would have stood a little bit more clear. But regardless, I feel like people were still going to be in agreement with him, no matter how we try to switch it or flip it up, or woulda, shoulda, coulda, or whatever the case may be. I feel like the people who were agreeing with his actions would have still agreed to his actions, just because that's their mentality. That's just how they are. That's how they were raised, apparently. That's how they think. and it's unfortunate. But yeah, so that's what I wanted to talk about today. And then even speaking on that, if you are still messing around with her on that level, in that way, that's all the more reason. I'm not saying that if that's the reason why she's still doing it, being selfish in a way that she's doing it, hoping that he will still take care of all of 4 of her children, then that's absolutely wrong on her behalf. You know, no one's getting away scot-free. I'm not, I'm on the, like I said, I'm on the side of right. So if she's doing that with the intentions, you know, still messing with him on that level in that way, with the intentions of like, oh, I need to keep him around to help take care of all 4 of these kids, then she's absolutely wrong. And he had absolutely, really has every right to not even deal with her and to simply just come and get his kid and go about his business and drop the child off when it's time for the child to be dropped off. But if she's not doing it for that reason, you know, things happen just because the mother of the child and the father of the child are no longer working out in the relationship. Sometimes, unfortunately, they do still dibble and dab with each other, you know, on that level, in that way. And sometimes that's just what they do. That's just what mommies and daddies do when they've dated for a long period of time, or whatever the case may be, and they feel comfortable giving their body to that person. It happens. But if it's done with ill intent, then yeah, I feel like the guy should just see his son and keep it moving. Like, get his son, spend time with his son, and then bring his child back home. But it still doesn't take away the fact that he allowed that child, or was trying to allow the child. Anyways, before I get upset all over again, let me get off this thing. Love y'all till next time. Thank y'all for sitting tight and hanging out here with your girl on my YouTube channel or my podcast. Yeah, thank y'all until next time. Peace.